Welcome to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Craig.
Today we've got a sweetheart of a mini beast. That's the Chevy Colorado ZR2. We've driven the Trail Boss, Canyon AT4, Canyon Denali, and finally we get the Multimatic shocks and the greatness that the ZR2 gives.
This is the one we wanted.
This is the one we wanted the whole freaking time. And before we even get to powertrain, I just want to mention that this has the same power as some of the GMCs, and it feels better to me.
It absolutely.
So, there's a different calibration. Maybe it's just powertrain or drivetrain related, but there's something different about it. So anyways, let's talk about the face of this thing. Individual parts.
Behind the mud?
Well, yeah, but the mud's just an applique. It's on Amazon. We put it on. It's whatever. Anyways,
okay.
Look, there are parts of this that say Trax, or they say Camaro, or they say Chevy truck. And I'm here to tell you, as a unit, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it kind of all works together.
It works really well.
There's a lot going on though. You're right.
A lot of things, a lot of angles, a lot of scoops that actually don't do anything over here. You've got the flow tie right here with red in the middle. I mean, there's just so many things that are very GM-y, but they work. I do like the headlights. They are slim, and they've done a good job of optically having this air dam pocket down here that doesn't do anything, but it doesn't look flat and boring. So they've had to adapt to headlights don't have to be massive anymore, and they've made it work optically.
Interesting they didn't just put like the fog lights there instead of down here, but
yeah, that is interesting. They are down here, but you know what? I'm glad they're separate and there's something going on down here, but you would think that would be more skid plate than fog light, but nonetheless, it's fine. You do have metal. That is not plastic, and unlike the Trail Boss that had a super low air dam, we've got plenty of clearance on this, and you've got red tow hooks, easy access, and that means they work. You can drop a helicopter off those things. That's the good news, or save a Jeep, let's be real. So let's come around to wheel and tire. That's the most important thing. All right, coming to the side flank, I do like that you have thicker fender flares right here, and this dip reminds me, and we've joked with this a lot lately, the GMC trucks have a little accent here of some sort. I like that. It takes a flat fender and gives you something there to break it up. It's a good design and feature, but who cares about that crap? This is the meat. Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs, which means maximum traction, not mud terrain, and these are shockingly quiet tires on the highway. I know off-road guys don't mention that, but you gotta live with it. That freaking matters.
It makes some noise, but it's not bad.
Yeah, well, for what this is, they're pretty quiet. They're in the mix with KO2s. They're maybe a pinch louder.
Absolutely.
But they're not like wallowing down the road by any means. They have these fancy sidewalls with some siping that's more styling than anything else, but these are 17s, not 18s. I do like that. They are two 85/70 17s. There's a lot of tires in that size if you wanted to change them down the road. That's the good news. And because they're 17s, not 18s or 20s, you've got plenty of meaty sidewall. You can air these down a little bit. Now, suspension-wise, you have a short long arm or a upper lower A-arm design with a coilover style spring, and your shocks are the Multimatic DSSV spool valves. These are a highly adaptable damper that does not have electronics involved with it. There is no sensor to it, like the Fox Live valve you find on Raptors and things like that, or the Bilsteins that you find on the TRX, but they are highly effective. They're kind of soft on turn-in, but off-road they get it done, and we're going to show you more of that in just a minute.
They feel very Gen 1 Raptor-y.
Okay, but so did the Silverado 1500 with these. We had the same opinion of that. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but the trick that they lack is the live valve from Fox gets super Cadillac soft on the highway because they have such an adaptable range.
Exactly. Also, those wheels look awesome. I don't usually like machine parts of wheels, but those look good.
You know what makes it work? These.
Yes, that's what finishes it. Yes.
It finishes it. It makes all the difference in the world. And then the spokes here are not, they're bronze. They're not polished.
Yeah, looks good.
The bronze makes it work. Good point. Coming down the side, you've got dimensional GM logos, which I could take it or leave it. I prefer to leave it, but luckily you can configure this without those there. GM's good about letting you pick that
You do not like those lettering on GMs.
Screams AutoZone 90s Lumina to me. I can't handle it. Drives me insane. But
leave it in the comments at Brian. He's the one that doesn't like that.
You can get them in
GM
black
fans.
too. You can get them in black. They look actually pretty good. So we'll put that out there.
There you
go.
Get the Dark Essentials pack.
Forget my nonsense. See these?
Yes.
That's not a tubular JC Whitney bolt-on side step. That's a real rock slider. These things are beefy.
You can drag these bad boys.
You can drag these. And we talk about this off camera a lot and on camera. Raptors are about speed off-road. ZR2s, no matter which flavor you get, they take trail riding more seriously, so they have more armor. They have better rock rails. Raptors don't have rock rails. They have steps that don't save the body. This does. You can pivot the whole thing off this and it's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, it'll support the weight of the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal. Out back, same wheel and tire, but here's a better shot of that Gold House DSSV spool valve. You know you've got the...
That is much more inboard mounted or outboard mounted than the previous gen.
Yeah, the previous one was mounted just outside the pumpkin, which was kind of weird. And this is far out, so it has good leverage, and they need less of a damper to get the same mechanical leverage work done.
Plus better clearance.
Way better clearance. More importantly, you gotta tell people what you got.
Yeah,
they gotta know what you spent money on. ZR2, without that, you've wasted all your time. So that's good to know. Taillight. Someone told us just today they thought this looked a little European. I didn't
Mill Euro lens, yeah. Okay,
Kind of.
okay, yeah,
Got
maybe.
some shape to it. It's not just flat. I like that. It matches the rest of the truck. Now back, another ZR2 badge.
Yes.
You do forgo the side steps.
Interesting.
The reason why is they want a better angle. You don't want it poking out this far. But you keep your radar sensors, steel bumpers in the rear, and out back you've got traditional receiver hits, but no tow hooks, except these guys right here. They get the job done. Well, let's check out the hood and see what's happening there. All right, boys and girls, let's check out the choochin side of the business over here, and that is where the turbo lives. This is a 2.7 liter inline four. It's got a traditional prop rod that will never ever break. And we've had mixed feelings with this. We've driven this 4 times now, Craig. We've driven the Trail Boss, which has kind of a mid-power version. We've driven the GMCs that have this power version, which is 310, 430, 310 horse, 430 torque. And they've all had different lifter noise. They've all had different turbo noise because some have had this hood dampener, some have not. The Trail Boss did not have this, and the turbo was super noisy in a good way. It was awesome. It was really playful. But the valve train was super noisy as well. This one seems to be quiet and still has some turbo noise. This has been the best one we've had yet. And maybe,
it really has.
Maybe the ZR2 has more attention put to it. On paper, they're the same. It just feels like it's got more meat behind it. That's all. Really happy with that. It's matched to an 8-speed auto, which has a sketchy history in previous models, but this one is completely sorted. All of the Colorado Canyons have had good transmission experiences with us. No complaints at all. And we've had 4 of them now. So all that, hop in the interior, let's see what's happening there.
Can I just mention, I really love the General Motors watermelon reservoir for overflow.
This guy right here?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
like
that's very nostalgic.
Yeah.
Radwood Pontiac is what it's pulling.
Yeah.
In. Maybe some
no need to redesign that. That's fine. Just keep running in there.
I'm not complaining. It's kind of cool.
I like it.
No, that wasn't a jab. That was awesome. All right, let's check out the interior.
All right, time to check out the interior, starting with the bed. Let's check it out, see if it's dampened. It's dampened.
It is, yes.
And Brian, look back here. I want you to see something. It's a bed. Okay, let's go to the inside. All right. All right, onto the rear seat room. Look, I will say it is kind of harder to get up in this because you don't have a step.
Right.
I like it though. I don't have a problem. I just kind of step on it anyways and I get in and I'm in. But you know, if you have a little daughter, she might have a problem. You get mat pockets back here. Brian, the best thing about GM midsize is you get rear AC vents. That's actually a big deal. Nothing else back here really matters. I'm not even gonna make Brian put his head in here. So let's go to the front. Moving on to the front, you do get each GM midsize vehicle has a different trim package or theme. The theme in this one is Boy Racer, signified by the highlight yellow, bright yellow, fluorescent yellow stitching, which I actually kind of like.
Hold on, that's ZR2, not Boy Racer. The Silverado ZR2 are the same thing.
It's Boy Racer. Anyways,
okay.
And then moving on to the dash, Brian, look at your little vent there. It's got the digital camo, which I actually think's good. I think is good, but the digital camo combined with the gray, combined with the fluorescent yellow, little Boy Racer. That's all I'm saying.
It's perfection. What are you talking about?
But I do like that you use a digital camo because when we got in the first GM midsize, the Trail Boss, we talked about how the little door pockets have this little digital camo, and we're like, why don't they just put that there?
Yeah, I will say
that's what they did. It's exactly what they did.
They did that. The Trail Boss was just flat black and it was boring. This is better.
Absolutely. So let's go over here. Let's see. Look at this little welcome screen. Oh, it looks like it's really cool. Little Chevy bow tie badge. Yeah. Okay. Let's start it up. See what we get. Really kind of cool gauge package. I like what they've done here. Let me turn the vents down. It's really loud. It's kind of hot here. It's 96 degrees, so
it feels like 196.
Yeah, it feels like 196. But so this gauge is pretty cool. You get temperature. Let's see. That is transmission temp and oil temp. You get engine temp there and fuel gauge. But I like how this tack is in the middle right here. That's kind of cool. That's one gauge, and of course your G meter.
That turbo sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if the yeah, that sounds awesome. All right, let's toggle that though, because then we can go to off-road modes. You can see pitch and roll, see degrees and angles. That's really cool. Plus they add a compass in the middle as if you needed that, but you know, there it is. And then we go to the minimal screen. You're tired, you're exhausted, you just don't want to be stressed out. You just put that one on. Then we go to the next screen, which is the tach and speedometer in the middle. This one's cool and kind of handy because you can put different things here depending on what you want. And then over here it tells you what you're listening to on the radio. That's kind of handy sometimes because maybe you have the map displayed over here. I don't know. Let's go to the next screen. Next screen is probably my favorite and Brian's favorite as well because you get a traditional speedometer and tach. They're in the wrong spots, but that's okay. They work.
And when the other models we've driven didn't have that. They all had variations of the other screen. They didn't have a full-size tach and full-size speedo.
Correct.
Well, I don't know what the ZR2's only got that, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm glad they put it in here. This looks really good. Brian's made a really good point. You see this little thing right here? That is the cruise signal.
Wait, the one on top of the temp gauge?
The one that's just kind of just thrown in there. They couldn't have put it here or anywhere else. It's just right there. I'm going to turn it off so it goes out of the way. Oh, you can't even do that. So, oh, there it goes. Now it's off. It's out of the way.
kind of a glitch.
Very weird, very interesting, but you know, it is what it is. Then you hit the toggle button again, and you can get Google Maps.
Brian,
that's not it. That's not it. Hit it again, you can get Apple Maps,
which
is
cool.
crazy.
How many cars do that? Not many.
Pretty cool. And then over here, you get the traditional GM infotainment. Everything works there like it should. And the theme of the ZR2 just kind of continues.
Hey, can we drive it?
Hang on. One more thing. Down here, there's modes. You select them, and we get a different mode that is really fun. We get off-road, which is cool. I think the other ones had off-road. We get tow haul, what are boring. Terrain, we had that in the others, boring. And then we get to, there it is, that's the one you want, Baja mode. Reduce ESC. This tells you what it's for driving fast over sandy terrain. We just focus on the for driving fast part because that's the mode we want. Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Brian, a little different today. I'm gonna let you, while you're queuing up there, let us know in just a second, but we're not gonna do an on-road test, we're doing an off-road
test,
or at least dirt road test.
We're doing an off-road race course test.
Yes. So, Brian, what modes do you have? We're gonna do a 0 to 60 time on dirt.
On dirt, first of all, which is, look, if you can see out the camera in front, which we've got an overhead cam, it's not perfectly straight, but we're making a straight line through the apex. We'll hit 60 pretty quick. We're trying to see what it will do on dirt because we're not doing road tests on this at all because we've done it 3 times already with the other ones.
Right. When you're ready, hit it.
Build the boost.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
WRX launch.
30,
full rally.
40. Oh, we got some turn here. Oh. Can we hit 50, please? We have not hit 50. We're on the road. Okay. All right. Well, that was super fun, if nothing else. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try that again in a minute. Okay, but we already know that Multimatics sure come into play at speed, Craig, because you drove us on most of the week. What was your feedback on the suspension?
My feedback on the Multimatics are that Multimatics are great off-road like we're doing now. Like it's soaking up the bumps. This is good. Okay, there we go. Okay. Off-road, okay.
We're back to too high, by the way.
Yeah, we're in too high. This is a great off-road track, by the way. And this thing is soaking up.
Yeah.
But Multimatics is great for this, but not the best on-road. Very Gen 1 Raptor.
Totally. We're in the bowl right now. Stability is still active, but it's not totally killing the fun. Part of it is this is also turbo, and so it's peaky. And here's a bit of a jump.
Whoa! Okay, all right.
Okay, that was a couple of feet.
And it handled it fine.
That's a perfect test. We've hit that before many times and rammed TRXs and things of the like, and that was a really good landing.
It was. It's very smooth, very stable.
Completely controlled. It didn't change direction in the air. Man, there wasn't a ton of air. We're not being serious about this. But we've had TRXs hit harder than that did.
Yes.
I'm impressed with that. Now, this is loose, silty stuff. And we're doing about 30, 35. We're not being totally crazy, but there is some understeer to be had.
Yeah, when you put it in Baja mode, what's great is it immediately says, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to reduce the traction and turn all the traction control items off. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
And you have to say yes, and it says okay, and it turns it all off for you. There's still a little bit in the background, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely reduced. It is not off, though.
But what the other good thing it does is it doesn't automatically throw you in 4 high.
Right.
You can drive in Baja mode in 2-wheel drive,
right,
like a lot of Baja runner trucks do.
And we've got some counter steer, and it's not totally giving up. A little bit of tabletop. Whoa!
Okay.
Now, we didn't hit it fast enough to clear the tabletop because it's not our truck, it's a press truck, and that's the reality. But I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's actually impressive. And this is what this truck's designed for, and it's pretty cool.
Right. So you talked about on road that it's pretty soft, and that's true, and I'm okay with it, because right here I want it to be.
Yeah.
So right there, it's let me drift out about 15 degrees, and then it is coming in hard. It's not off. So much like Gen 1 Raptors, you can't fully disable stability, but you can have some playful fun, like we're having right now.
Absolutely.
So right there,
you just pushed.
Just cut the power that it did. Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
This is a great course, by the way.
It is a great course.
Okay, let's try this in all-wheel drive auto.
Okay.
And see if it digs a little more, because 2-wheel drive is having fun, but it's also stopping a lot of fun.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, if you're actually racing, you would want auto here because you want more grip.
Right. Now, it's definitely pulling out better here. I honestly don't trust most of these jumps we haven't done before because I don't want to nose it on a jump that we haven't had time with.
Good point, but it really digs in right there. That's good coming out of the corner.
Yeah, so 2-wheel drive is going to play there. Now, stability is still stopping a lot, and it's not holding gears beautifully. Okay, 4-wheel slide.
Okay, 4-wheel slide. There you go. Okay.
Not bad. This is more fun than the road test, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
we need to do this on every car.
So when you rally car huck it, God, it's still just taking the fun away. This is not a rally car, but you can override, you can overpower certain things to make it entertaining. But if you're a true driver, you're not going to be totally satisfied with it.
Sure.
See, Scandinavian flick, and it's still like, no sir, not today.
Yeah, like, no, we don't want you to really do that.
Now, there we go. So what I'm finding here, Craig, is I wish the powertrain would hold the gear a little better.
Yeah.
And there are no paddle options.
Paddles would help here. Paddles would be really nice. You can select the gears, the little dial or little knob on the side of the shifter.
There we go. There we go.
But then it's really hard to actually do that and drive.
Right. And we're back to the start line. Okay. Look, that was fun. We didn't get, there we go. We did not get to 60.
Nope.
So
didn't have a long enough straight without jumps or a turn or something.
Right.
So sorry about that.
First of all, what a fun course.
Yes.
Eagles Canyon, they know what they're doing out here. Second of all, I like having cooled seats while we're doing this.
That was very nice.
Yeah. So my feedback on the dirt is two-wheel drive is very playful but ineffective. And it hampers the fun enough that it's not truly drifting, although it gives you some sensation like you're doing it.
Sure.
All-wheel drive, it will hook out the corners more, but it's still not holding the gear. It needs like a ZF8 speed sport mode or a Ford 10 speed sport mode style gearing program.
Sure.
Just to hold that gear and be ready out of the corner, because I feel like it's dropping boost between corners.
And you know kind of the problem with the modern turbo off-roader. The modern turbo off-roader, it's so hard to, when you want that power to be there, it's not there yet.
Right.
Or you have to pre-plan that.
Prep for it, yeah.
And prep for it so that when you hit that turn and you want it to be there so you can flick it, it's there, but it's
not
never there when you want it to be, and so it's very frustrating.
And I left foot brake trying to power boost,
help some of that,
hold the boost up, and it just cut throttle. So
and so
it has to. I get it.
And look, I don't want to sound like we're knocking this truck because
no, we're not.
This is the best GM midsize version, and this jump right here is the best.
Took a light there.
Yeah, it took a light, but the multimatics are great here. This is where it comes alive.
No, good point. I'm
These
glad you brought that
tires,
up.
the track width, and everything else that it's got going for it really pay off here and really work. I can't wait to drive this and the Raptor, maybe back to back. It'll be fun.
That's gonna be a good day.
We got good problems ahead of us.
We really do. And sorry if you were waiting for the road test. Go watch the other thing we've done. This thing needs to be on dirt.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Hell of a truck. Thanks for watching.